Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming and attending the first combined meeting of the Graham Appearance and Tree Board. I'll go ahead, since we haven't elected a chair yet, to call the meeting to order. It is 6:06 p.m. And if y'all will, please stand up and have the Pledge of Allegiance with us. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we'll have a short moment of silence. All right, so before we move to the approval of minutes from March 21st, 2022, we're going to skip forward and we're going to appoint officers. So we're looking for a chair and a vice chair. So I'll open that up and then I'll turn the meeting over to whoever assumes that position. Do I have any recommendations for chair?
I'd like to nominate Carmen.
Carmen for chair. Any opposition? What about for vice chair?
Bernadette, or not Bernadette,
It's easy.
Baldwell.
Sephora?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, Carmen, I will lead you in charge. I have a script for you up here as well. What we'll do moving forward is you'll bring to the members of the board the changes that were just made, and then you'll ask for a motion to approve the chair and vice chair selections, and then a second, and then all in favor, all opposed. It's up to yourself. So you don't have to move for the time being, but I will let you have this. Yeah, I knew with the whole changeover stuff, it probably be needed. It doesn't really have that on there, but I just kind of ran through. I may have put it on there. Maybe a little all over the place. Yeah, so just ask for a motion to approve the appointment of the chair and vice chair.
Can I have a motion to approve the appointments of chair and vice chair?
I make a motion to approve it.
I second.
All in
you.
favor?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carried.
Go back up to the minutes as well, because we got to attack those.
We will now consider the minutes from the March 21st, 2022 meeting of the Appearance Commission. Are there any corrections? If not, may I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Give me 1 second. All right.
So moving on to new business. We have a meeting date change proposed for the Appearance Commission Tree Board. We would like to reschedule their meetings moving forward to be on the first Monday of the month at 6 p.m. Would anyone like to discuss this? If we have a consensus, can we have a motion on the date change?
I make a motion for the date be changed first Monday.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Right, motion carried. Third, for new business, we have the Arbor Day poster contest. So with the new date changes, we will need to identify how we will vote for the Arbor Day poster contest. It was proposed that we vote on April 18th, which was the priorly scheduled Appearance Commission meeting date. If April 18th is okay with everyone.
So I guess how it is, you know, we could always call that special call meeting if we just need to gather y'all in here and get everybody at the table and vote for it again. If there's any alternative methods that y'all see could probably suit, rather than having to get everybody in here, we can discuss those as well. But if y'all would rather have it all in front of you and talk about it, I mean, that's definitely fine, but definitely just a proposal. So it's up to y'all.
Would that work for you, Cheryl? I know with your, oh, would you be able to come to that meeting?
Sure, I guess. I'd have to check.
No complications. And, if all else goes, I mean, I think it was just more or less to bring up a discussion item because as you brought up, I wasn't quite aware that that was like the date that y'all were going to be doing the voting and stuff on. I would have kept it there. But now since we've exacted the change date to now, we'd have to call another special call meeting. Not that big of a deal, but it's just gathering everybody here together at the same time. But if that's all right with you, Ms. Cheryl, I think you were the only one that had kind of something of a conflict. But we can definitely keep it up for discussion.
Does 6 PM work best for you, Cheryl, that day?
Yeah, I'd have to check, but it's okay either way.
Because we could potentially be flexible on the time. if that's-
I'll wait for the agenda to come out.
All right. So moving on to the text amendment presentation. So administration has requested the amendment be reviewed and altered by the Appearance Commission.
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about that. After last month's meeting, we had some discussion over the text amendment that was presented. From what I got from administration moving forward is that if there's any board or commission inside of the city that's looking to bring forward any sort of amendment to any kind of ordinance, that it would have to stem from the chair themselves or somebody from the board themselves. It shouldn't be kind of staff driven and reviewed per se. So like I can't take it back there anymore and look at it and mark it up and then kind of take it at there because they want to know where all these amendments are coming from. And so this is the best kind of way moving forward to do that, is to have somebody from here to kind of address those and come to a consensus on the language that you all want to have as an appearance commission, and then kind of move forward in that sense. So that's mainly the reason why we brought it up again. So I laid everything out and kind of was just going to open up the discussion for any changes that y'all would like to make, or if y'all want to leave it the same and kind of go forth and present as is. But that's kind of the extent of it. That's what I reached from the discussions with, planning director and administration, is that this was kind of going to be the new wave moving forward.
Personally, I think that we are all good to go, definitely with 1 and 3. If anyone else wants to discuss the second one, that's open for discussion, but I think I approve the language.
I'm fine with all of it.
I think just because we have 2 of our members not here, would it be possible that we consider tabling it until, I guess, the 18th and then have their feedback in there, just so it's a stronger front of a message? I don't have an issue with 1 or 3. I am a little bit worried about the porch, and I knew Bernadette was worried about the enclosed porch piece. So I would, I know they're both could have been here. That would just be my little point of hesitation.
One thing I'm thinking about is like with spring being here and like with people starting to mow, it would be cool if we could propose 1 and 3 at least right now, like as soon as possible, 1 and 3, since it seemed like everyone was on board with that.
Yeah. And a good point, I guess, is you could go ahead and move forward with it. I don't think it'd be very close getting it on the city council agenda for this month. I think it probably could, but I mean, if you're only going to send it another month and you get the full board's consensus, if we're already going to meet here in 2 weeks from now, we go ahead and have it finalized and everything presented in front of city council at the next month's meeting per se. But I mean, if you want to go ahead and move forward with 1 and 2, like I said, it can't come from me anymore. So it's all on y'all to kind of move it forward.
Well,
I agree with Cameron.
move it forward. Yeah.
And then present it all together just one time.
Okay,
Well, I mean, and with the weather being like it was, there's, there might be somebody missing every time here for the next few months. So, it is what it is. What we've got here is what we've got.
and then won't council do what they will with it at that point
Because they
anyway?
might, we
But
don't know
can they
what they'll
make
do.
changes to it?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, they
Yeah, we
can.
don't know what they'll do.
Yes and no. I mean, if they make changes to it, they're going to ask for it to be brought back and reviewed again by everybody and then taken back again. So it's not like they'll make changes to it and then pass
Right.
it through from there. It'll have to go back and get revised again and approved again, I believe. So
So if
that's
there's
kind of,
any question about the language, they'll take care of it.
yes, ma'am.
Mm.
And then it'll come back here and be presented to them again. So.
I'm for moving forward with.
Does anyone personally have anything they want to talk about with the language?
Wasn't your recommendation for us to table and then move forward at the,
Yeah, present it all at once, because I mean, I wouldn't move a portion of it by itself. And you did have two board members that were kind of iffy on the language now.
Are you iffy on the language too?
the number 2 is my only concern with the porch, the enclosed porch piece. Just because I live in an HOA and I understand how HOA, it feels very HOA, and people do not like that. So I'd rather us be all aligned with the message, so it's all good. That's what and I was sandwiched between two people that weren't as full throttled with the language. They had some concerns.
Well, Cameron, you do planning. What do you think about it?
I think that my recommendation for this was asked to be kept out and leave it to the appearance commission as themselves, because I mean, and I'll kind of just leave it at that. Like, I'd like to put in some opinion into it, but then again, I don't want it to be shown as me trying to push forward my position on an amendment per se, when it's just coming from you all. I know I'm tied to the appearance commission and the tree board now, but I think my role is specifically just as liaison, as is, like, relaying messages over. If you have amendment proposals, I'll bring them all to you. But I'm not one to comment on them, I believe, at the moment.
Has Justin looked at it?
We've all glanced and looked through it, but that's been about the extent of it. Nobody's made many comments. I think the only person that said something was the code enforcement officer, and she mentioned something to me about it, but that was about the extent of it. And then, of course, I mean, upper admin kind of had their hand in it as well, and was kind of, I was asking about it, it's like, what should we do with this moving forward? And that was kind of the suggestion.
Do we think that we would all be okay if we just took out the enclosed porch, those 2 words out? Like, are we all good with it as far as the outdoors portion, just not so much the enclosed porch?
And I can't speak on behalf of people that aren't
Yeah.
here. I mean, that
Just,
not,
just for those who are. here.
yeah, it would be an assumption, and it's not a good situation to be in. I mean, what is the concern if we were to postpone for 2 weeks to take the vote on it? Because the 18th would just be 2 weeks away.
Mhm.
What would
I
be
mean,
the
let's
concern?
see. City council is next Tuesday as well.
The agenda for that would be finalized probably the 7th, right? Is
Yeah,
that how that
the
works?
Friday or Thursday. So, I mean, you could get it turned around from today until then and have a formalized proposal for it. But then again, like I said, it's up to y'all. We established we had a quorum. It can come to a vote and move forward. Like I said, I'm keeping my opinion kind of out of it just
Sure.
because they left staff.
And so the recommendation from administration here was that staff in total, not just you, would not give us their opinions or their piece. So us reaching out to the code enforcement officer, that would not get us any more information at this point.
It probably would, because at that point, you're not really asking, you're asking more or less for research per se, whereas you're asking
Mhm.
me to formulate an opinion over it when she could probably just give you details of what's in the ordinance already. I don't think she could personally show support or denial for it. But I mean, she could certainly tell you what's in there now and what would change due to it, but I don't think she'd be able to give you a recommendation. But yeah, we've been kind of tasked, if it's gonna come from the appearance commission, then / tree board, then that's who needs to make the decisions on it. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I just think definitely before the summer, we should have it approached to the
Oh, I
council.
agree. Yeah, I definitely agree.
before
I
June.
definitely think at this point, perhaps we do table to the 18th, and then in that time period, perhaps speak with those council members, just to see if we have their support, if they have any recommendations. I know some people are closer to them than others. And then therefore we would basically have what we needed and feel good about the decision and the recommendation that we're setting forth. And then hopefully these two will be able to join back in at that point.
Yeah, I think it's fair to wait for them for the 2 weeks.
So I'll make that motion to table this discussion to the 18th.
I second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, the chair, let's see. Okay, so spring cleanup. So we can,
I can talk about that if
Okay.
you need me to. I was gonna say on about the third or fourth sheet on the agenda, I have the text drafted from that old thing that we looked at the last time. But I actually put in the dates aligned with how it is now. So you can see the dates in mind are for spring, May 6th, which is next month. So we'd have to go out and start blasting that stuff out. Summer, July 1st, fall, September 2nd, winter, December 2nd, or January 6th. I think that was the only one I had slight concerns about, is because when we moved to the first Monday of the month, that December month kind of is a little iffy, especially if you're looking to do like the holiday decorations piece out of it. I don't know who all would have their Christmas decorations out on December the 2nd or even prior, because that's the day we'd ask for nominations and vote. So it may be better to just push that off and then maybe advertise the whole month of December. We look at everything and kind of maybe get a bigger grasp of it.
are we talking about the residential award or the spring?
Yes, sorry.
cleanup?
Wait, what am I looking
I
at?
thought we were talking about
Oh,
spring
the spring
cleanup.
cleanup. I'm
So
jumping
I knew
ahead.
you jumped,
I was
but I
like,
knew what
what?
he was
Yeah, so I'm jumping ahead. I do not have a recommendation of date for this because I was not going to recommend based on anybody else's availability. Anytime after 5, that's not a date like today on the first Monday of the month when we have a meeting like this, or that could be one of our or nah, it'd have to be like on a Saturday or something along those lines, I believe, probably to have a spring cleanup type event for this. It'd be very difficult to do it during the day.
So I'm not familiar with the spring cleanup.
I'm not either. I
oh.
tried to find information and there was nothing on it.
Okay.
In the past, it's been held on a Saturday,
Okay,
probably sometime April or early May, probably late April. It was advertised, it was through tree board or through Appearance Commission. Somebody from here organized it. You have to get trash bags, you gotta get gloves, you gotta get all kinds of safety stuff. Everybody's gotta have vests. They have to go through a little safety presentation to be able to participate. I mean, we've had scout groups who needed volunteer time, that kind of stuff. We've had people like that who've come and participated. Some years we've had great participation, some years not a lot.
Is that something that we could ask, perhaps your department, that could come back with a recommendation of when, just based off what else is going on in the city? We know we have an Arbor Day celebration coming up in April as well. We have a lot of things happening. In addition to what this board does, there's so many other things happening across the city, with the recommendation of what that may look like, and even perhaps maybe it's a fall cleanup this year, just because we may be getting started a little
Yeah.
late. I don't
May
know.
do Parks and Rec, because a lot of it was in parks. A
Mhm.
lot of what we did was
Parks
in
and Rec.
parks.
So that'd be Brian Fawcett.
So you may do parks and, I mean, they may be,
You guys think about that, reaching out just to see if, like, what bandwidth, because it sounds like there's going to be a lot of planning on the city staff to kind of coordinate and organize. And then there'd be a collaboration partnership with this board.
especially with it being an annual thing and with Arbor Day always falling around April.
April's kind of full for me. I
With
mean,
Easter and
well,
spring
vacation
break and
day. Okay, if you can do it, okay.
But yeah, weather's so nice in April and May.
Mhm. And there's there's a spring, is it like Creek Week or there's always a traditional
There is something, I
second
don't know.
April, second week of April, like Creek Week, spring cleaning.
I think we've been early May. I think it is the
Okay.
last couple that we haven't had one the last year or two, I'm calling COVID, but prior to that, probably early to mid-May.
What do you guys feel about asking Cameron to go back to Brian Fawcett with the Parks and Rec Commission and just try to get us some more information as to what that group is thinking? And then email that to us so we can have a little bit more and then maybe finalize on the 18th.
Unless you all know of some area that you'd like to see cleaned up, you know, you personally might know.
Yeah. First off, like what areas are you guys thinking of? Like, I know Ivy Road gets blasted all the
Mm.
time with stuff. I would think Ivy Road areas. How did you guys split it up? Was it like,
Normally there was 3 or 4 groups. One went to Town Branch, Cook Park area. One went Rogers Road, South Park area. You could take one to Ivy Road, certainly Ivy and Gilbert. Gilbert's terrible.
yeah,
Yeah, it's terrible. Gilbert and Ivy are probably 2 of the worst in.
Which ones you think is the safest ones for us to be on? Think the parks would be
they're all
safer for us?
DOT roads, so.
I see people picking up trash on Ivy Road all the time. Like
Yeah.
there's people who personally just do
There are,
that for the
and there are-
benefit.
There are a couple people in the city now who pick up trash every week. I mean, there's a guy who has a little cart and he walks downtown at least one day a week picking
Wow.
up trash.
We have one person in our neighborhood does Lacy Holt too,
Yeah,
has for
So-
years.
you know, I mean, everywhere you go, there's trash. Parker Street, Walker Avenue, Gilbert, Ivy. And then, like I say, that if they had groups, if it was scout groups and stuff like that, they tried to send them to the parks. Because there's always trash in the parks,
Mhm.
out in the edge of wooded areas, places like that. They tried to send them to a safer type place.
Well, and with Parks and Rec has so much spring sports going on right now, maybe, like, I'm almost thinking maybe September would be a good time.
I think we'll be in sports anything.
Oh, yeah.
It's difficult. Like I said, I tried to do as much research as I could on it, and the only thing that I could find in my filing system was just pictures of what they did in 2019. Outside of that, it was just examples from like literally just pictures of flyers and things. So that was literally about it. I'm trying to see if I can pull something up, but like I said, I couldn't find much of anything outside of that. I don't.
Probably not much there.
And would we
Probably
invite the
not.
public to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
There's so much you could do. Yeah, there's so much you could do. You can make it a competition. Who gets the weirdest thing? Who gets
Yeah.
the most trash bags? Like there's a lot that it could be a big splash,
Yeah.
but you just have to have time, talent, and collaboration.
I think
to
that's the
make
biggest
that
thing is
come.
the collaboration piece. And like you said, stuff with the rec department as well. Like, I don't know if they have stuff planned for stuff along these lines.
I know the rec department has participated in the last couple of years.
Yes, sir. And maybe I'll just talk to Brandy and see what she thinks as well and what they may have in like, in a sense along those lines. And maybe I'll go and ask at one of the rec commission meetings about something, a collaborative effort between you all and them.
That would
Or
be good.
I might have to ask, but it might have to be one of y'all that goes and does it as well, because like I said, they're trying to limit staff driven stuff. So I mean, I'd be more than happy to.
The new chair would be happy to do that.
I didn't
Oh,
say that.
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I think that's definitely a positive step moving forward. It's just getting all the right people in the right places and trying to form that collaborative effort. And maybe it's a couple other commissions as well. I don't know if, try and do it all in-house but just at least the appearance and rec commission seems like they've had the biggest hands in it in the past. So maybe we'll just make that motion. I'll see if what Brandy has to say and if they have any intentions on doing something like that. And like I said, I'll bring it back to y'all and maybe we'll attend their next meeting and talk to them about it.
Maybe we can get some of the restaurants to donate maybe some pizza or
Yeah.
donuts.
I
or-
like that
something
idea.
for the
Yes.
volunteers.
And then, like you said, we gotta reach out to all the other small organizations as well. Like if you got Boy Scout groups, Girl Scout groups, I mean, anything of the like. I mean, doesn't even have to be for volunteer hours. You could just advertise it and hopes people come. You know, like you said, the people that normally pick up trash on the road, could extend the invite to them as well, and maybe thank them for all their efforts in trying to clean everything up. I don't know if they've been, you know, brought to a public setting where they've been, you know, thanked for all their hard work and stuff, but it's definitely an area where I guess you can do that too as well. So
Tim, you said Ivy Road and Gilbert, and what other road did you say? Because you know where it needs to be,
Walker.
Walker, because you know where we need to go.
Could it be something that goes in the CityGram newsletter? Like if we do decide on the date, that can then be something that even residents without needing to get bags, they could do it in their front lawn or their road they live on. And
yeah, it could
it
definitely
could
be
become like a weekend thing over the
yeah.
certain number of days.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Use
yeah,
the
social
big
media, all of that.
Definitely percent. I mean,
Get
like
us
you
to
said, it's
send
just
that.
Could be a really
getting,
big thing.
Yeah, get us to send their pictures of their work, you know,
Tagging Facebook or whatnot.
hashtag it or whatever.
I love where we're going with this.
yeah, likewise. I mean, that's what, you know, all this is kind of for, like, is to stem all the discussion. And then, you know, we go from there. But I at least wanted to bring it back to the forefront, you know, to kind of have this initial discussion again. I know we talked about it a little bit last week, but I couldn't find anything.
So are we agreed for May then? You want to try to do it in May? Is that what you all said?
We can keep talking about it at the 18th meeting after he talks to Brandy.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing is we'll have to see first what the rec department and what their commission may have, you know, if they'd like to do something in congruence with us. If not, then, you know, we just take it on our own. It's really not that big of a deal either, but and then I'll just do all the legwork and try and get everything associated with, you know, at least gathering items internally like trash bags and things along those lines. But some of the I guess gathering efforts, like getting all the other organizations, you know, I'd definitely be able to help a little bit, but it may fall a little bit more on y'all. I'm not entirely sure though, but that's something else we can discuss at the next meeting whenever we got everybody here as well. Not like getting everybody to go out, but like if you wanted a specific organization to come and participate, if you knew somebody in mind, you could reach out and then kind of go from there. But getting the gloves, trash bags, I think I can pretty much handle that.
I think it'd be cool if we did set a date at our next 18th meeting because we could advertise it at the Arbor Day event.
Yeah.
And at like during the event, we could say, come out and clean with us on to like help. get the word
Mhm.
out.
We want to do it before it gets hot too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not doing it.
yeah, that'd be tough.
Right.
Okay,
So
all right,
can I have
then.
a motion to
I
put
don't
this on
think-
the agenda for next meeting?
We don't need anything really on it. We'll just keep it there. And we'll just bring it back. So I thought we were actually gonna set a date. So, but since we're not, well, just keep on moving forward. And now I guess I'll jump forward to where I originally was whenever I had to jump back. But like I said, the residential appearance award dates, they're shown down there. Basically just alter what I was wrote up there at the top to include the dates at the bottom and kind of get a big push back out and maybe show the pictures from last year that everybody got it and kind of promote it again. But I just wanted to get the dates in front of y'all and see if that was something that was kind of in line with y'all's aspects of the residential appearance award. And if y'all be adamant to go right out and take a look at everything as well. And I'll make everybody else aware of it, I guess, at you know, the next meeting as well, that we should be getting in, you know, all the votes and everything. So, but it gives you a little bit of time now, I guess, until the next May 6th meeting to look and see if anybody's got a good residential appearance yard out there. So,
So we would start finding houses now to like submit to you for the May 6th meeting
yeah,
to vote.
I
that
think
day?
that's just to set the date to, like, that's the last date for votes is like, we'll take it and we'll vote on everything on May 6th. So, yeah, basically, so you can go ahead and start now. It doesn't absolutely have to, but I mean, it only takes like a weekend to go right around and see everything. But
And so there will be some marketing put behind this
Yeah,
for
of
social
course.
media and stuff.
I guess the stuff up here at the top is going to be altered, and I'll work with Mary and we'll get a big blast out and all the pictures and everything put on social media. And of course, you know, word of mouth, try and tell as many people as y'all can. I'll try and get the word out internally here as well and get that spread too. And maybe see, can collaborate again, maybe get some folks from either over there in the rec department or just anybody in general to just go out and tell the church members, tell whoever, and kind of get it moving forward.
So what about, and I'm definitely a fan of this
Yeah.
program, as a recipient. But with that said, as Downtown Graham, they do a lovely job at decorating flower pots
Mhm.
and plantings and all of that. So is there, a program that this commission has that would recognize downtown businesses? Maybe it's, the best storefront, best spring. Has anything like that been
Yeah,
done?
so I mean, there's a business appearance award as well.
Okay.
And it could fall in the same lines with this, if not. But I remember, I think the last time I brought it up, we kind of had to push it back a little bit because we were trying to focus on the residential stuff. But if that's something y'all like to move forward, I mean, we can definitely send that blast out and have these same dates in line with it as well.
I mean, downtown Graham's never looked better. It's
Yeah.
beautiful with the murals, with the plantings, with
I agree.
structures.
I think we just have to be, we can't be specific, if we're gonna be businesses, we gotta be businesses in Graham, not just downtown, I guess, per se, because, I feel like if you were really just looking at it from a downtown perspective, that's something like the HRC would do. Like they only have the facade grant, which is only specific to the people in that area. Whereas we have the business beautification, which extends to all of it. So we definitely have to be inclusive when we add all those folks in there as well. And maybe we just talk about it. I'm trying to figure out, because we'd have to push dates back again, or not dates back, but we have to set dates again. And with May 6th coming up.
What do you guys think? Like the business recognition, I feel like that sometimes gets more notoriety, it gets more visibility than someone's home, home.
And we have done it in the past. There have been winners in the past, I think, or
I was writing, I'm sorry.
we're just talking about the business, like we're talking about the residential appearance, and she was asking if there was something to nominate, businesses as well.
Right, I got
like,
that part. Okay.
And we were just talking about, how we should include everybody and how we were kind of going to set dates for it with all the ones kind of up there right now. We could definitely tack on residential / or residential and business appearance award and set the dates for the same as this and go ahead and get both of those blasted out so we can get that done by the 6th.
I mean, do you guys think we should do that quarterly, or maybe we start just doing that twice a year?
I think twice a year would be nice. I
Yeah.
definitely love
So
how they
maybe
do
we
Christmas.
offset,
summer.
this where we keep these dates how they are because
Mhm.
they're great, but maybe we offset. I definitely think businesses that decorate for the holiday.
Yeah, of course.
That's a great time to do that. And
And
then
they
maybe
do-
it's some spring, early summer recognition. So we just do it twice a year, maybe.
There is something already in place for I think it's the downtown businesses for the winter months. I think Mary gives out 3 awards for the downtown during the Christmas holiday. So there is something already in place for there, but that doesn't mean that, we can extend outside of that as well and kind of double up on it and maybe, just kind of work in collaboration where we're not giving the same award twice.
Sure.
And kind of along those lines, but I think it's definitely something that could work out. And like I said, kind of extending out of that parapet up downtown as well. Because I'm pretty sure theirs are quite exclusive to the historic area district right there. The storefront.
Twice a year.
While we're talking about business beautification and
Yes.
stuff like that, do we maybe get some more hanging baskets and like we have around downtown Graham now, like on the Graham 100 block in each direction? I think that would make things a
More
lot
baskets.
lively too.
Where you gonna hang?
Yeah, I'll have to leave that one to Mr. Tim.
Yeah.
That's gonna be talked about tomorrow, but I mean, there's. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It's gonna take money to do it. It's gonna take personnel to take care of it. Right now, we don't have even one. So, and right now, you don't have, you'll have to have an agreement. Oh, I don't even want to get into this. You'd have to have an agreement with each power, hanging on their pole. That's where we're gonna don't disagree with it. I'm not against it. But when you go to hanging baskets, it's gonna take a full-time person to water every day or every other day, at least every other day to water. And right now, I don't have that.
How many do you normally put up, Tim? I know you put up some.
I don't have any hanging baskets.
I thought y'all had some. You don't?
Y'all just got the planters, right?
You planters and the rest of it's in the ground.
I see.
And
Okay.
we have to water that twice a week. I
Huh.
mean, you know, when it's hot and dry, we water at least twice a week.
Do the hanging ones require more maintenance
Yes.
because
you
they
have
need
to-
more water?
They're in
That's
the air.
elevated.
Yeah.
They don't have the soil from the earth to draw from. So, yeah, they're gonna require more maintenance because the water just runs through.
I
mean,
did
it's
not know
not-
that.
it's
I
not
thought
out
that
of-
we had those. I really did. I thought at some one point in time we had those.
I think a lot of business owners do have some installed, but like window baskets, or I don't know if that can be a grant or something, maybe.
That's all, but there are a few window baskets and there may be some hanging baskets, but it's not us.
Yeah, I think if you do see
Right.
anything, it's probably maintained by either the property owner or the store owner, especially if it's on the building too. It's,
It's private.
Maybe we could make that an incentive. Maybe they could win that or something if like we do the business votes or whatever. Maybe that could be a prize. or
I
something.
just know, and this is totally derailing this, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
But the New Leaf project, right? At one point in time, and I know right now they've put a lot of their effort and energy into the Arboretum in Burlington. But at one time, they did provide some funding, not for City of Graham, but for another municipality for large planters in the street, window baskets, those kind of things. And then they just had like a little notation that, you know, this was made possible by New Leaf Society, or perhaps it was a Graham Business Association or Mebane Business Association, whatever it may be. So I just wonder if that's a possibility where we look at private funding, non-for-profit funding, to really enhance. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, definitely kudos to the shop owners, kudos to your team. I mean, it's very colorful, it's very inviting. And that's what gets people to want to stay longer, is when things look nice and kept and manicured and inviting. So I just wonder if there's a possibility to do things maybe a little bit more enhanced. But I think that's going to take some legwork, and I'm happy to reach out to New Leaf to see. I haven't heard much from them in a couple of years just because with COVID, but I don't know if that's a possibility or not, or I'm happy to also push that back to the department to whatever they desire.
So and maybe some of the business owners might be willing to participating in helping water these things. I mean, if they're out in front of their business, they're making their storefront more
Mhm.
appealing and more beautiful. So they might even be willing to, you know, assist in watering them, or, you know. that might
Tim,
be a
have you ever
possibility
tried
too.
that? Would you be interested in us trying that? Or no? You can tell.
If
us.
we plan them, we're gonna maintain.
Okay, all right.
I mean, that's just.
That's what we want you to do, is tell
that's
us.
me. Yeah.
Because we don't know.
And I'm all for planters. I mean, I'm not against planters at all, and I'm not against hanging baskets. But we have to have a place to hang them,
Understand?
and we gotta have some help to maintain. We're thin.
I know
We're-
you
we
are.
very thin,
Yes.
and we just can't do a whole lot more than what we do. I mean, we gotta give up something. If we gotta take on more, we gotta give up something.
and that is why I don't choose to talk about planters and tree types things, because it's not my expertise to be speaking on. So I do appreciate you speaking on that, Mr. Tim. Thank you, sir. Because I couldn't answer y'all's question the last time. I was like, it's over my head.
So do we need to vote on the residential appearance?
Yeah,
dates?
if we can just set those dates, and I don't know if y'all came to a consensus for the business or whatnot, but if y'all just want to leave that out, maybe talk about it, have a summer and a winter one, not necessarily spring and fall. I mean, that's definitely an option as well, and we can kind of talk about that at a later date.
Would you guys want to do the summer business.
Yeah, I'm good with this and I'm good twice a year. This doesn't need a motion though. This would just be,
Well, to set the dates per
it needs to be a
se,
motion. Okay.
just for safety concerns, it never, I mean, hurts, to, I guess, get a motion in a second.
Pick a day then, tell us.
So spring is May 6th, which is a Saturday.
Is it?
Cinco de Mayo Friday.
May
Not,
6th is Friday.
okay.
And
Yeah, so I
would
think
we
they're
vote
all
on
at-
the 9th, or, I mean, the
Yeah,
second,
so we vote on it at, well,
would it be May 2nd?
I'm glad you're going behind on my work. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to that one, because that one's right. September the 2nd is the, yeah, so I meant to do it on the Friday before.
Should be April 29th.
Yeah, so we'll have to change that one.
And that's the last day to submit, and then we would vote on the 2nd.
Yes.
So
So are we voting on April 29th or on May 2nd?
May 2nd. So the April 29th would be the deadline for the applications. So April 29th, we get the last ones in, hang out over the weekend, come here Monday night and we vote on them.
when you have winter, December 2nd or January 6th.
Yeah, because like I said, it'd probably be better on the 6th. That way that we could, wait, let me make sure that's right too.
Some people might have their lights already taken down by the
Yeah, that's
6th.
also true. But I guess change that to the 30th then, because that way you take all the pictures throughout the holiday. Well, see, it's the hard part, I guess, with whenever we shifted back to that first Monday, especially for the December and winter months. Because like you said, people may already have their lights down by that time, a little after Christmas. And if we wait and vote until the 30th, then we might not be able to go out there and take pictures of people who have the lights up because they've already got them taken down.
Yeah.
Could we do special
I-
meetings in December?
Yeah, you can hold special meetings anytime.
Could we do like the 19th, December 19th? Be the voting day?
Or can we say whatever, we say December 9th is the deadline and we put it to a social media, a public vote where then, where at that point the citizens decide based off of the we put all the pictures up. Now, is that a possibility?
I don't know, because I feel like if you're gonna do that, you're gonna have to do it with all of them as well. It's one of those things. So if
Okay.
you're gonna do it for one, you'd have to put it to a vote for all, which is fine. I mean, if y'all want to have more public opinion inside of it, I mean, it may gather more traction for people to go and submit. But then again, you have to understand the, I guess, worser side of the internet.
Well, I think waiting to the end of December is probably not a grand idea.
Yeah.
December 2nd does seem early. However, those diehard fanatics of decorations are up there right before Thanksgiving. So they may already have them up.
And like I said, we'd be voting on it on the 5th. But that was my biggest concern is like, are all of them gonna be out?
I guess it doesn't matter. It worked out fine last year, didn't it? I mean,
I
it
think-
worked out fine last year. A lot to choose
Mhm,
from.
yep.
So
Well, we voted on like the third Monday
Yeah,
last
can we do
time.
that again?
We were halfway
The
through.
third Monday?
I mean, yeah, I guess we could not meet on that one and then meet on that third Monday. We
Yeah.
just call a special meeting then and kind of go from there. So I guess, push it to the 16th. That way everybody'd have all their stuff out there. So instead of December 2nd or January 6th, do December 16th, and we'll just kind of go from there.
I think middle of December would be the best because then you've got your early people and your
Mhm.
later people,
Indeed.
people with kids, people without kids, like.
Get the whole grasp.
Yeah.
Yes, but
December,
we'd have
and
to
you're gonna
call
meet on the
some,
To vote on the
a
19th,
special
yeah.
call meeting to assist that.
Okay.
Probably just, I mean, if we didn't have any other items going on in December, we'd probably just meet that day and not meet the first Monday. But then again, like I said, can't tell. Time will never tell. It's quite a long ways away, but you know, we'll get it figured out regardless.
So can I have a motion to approve the potential dates?
I'll make a motion for the potential dates.
Yep, I'll second with those edits, yes.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Right, and we will now hear updates from city council.
Just the one thing that I wanted to kind of bring up real quick. We need some volunteers for this board because we got 2 positions open. I mean, I know we got other positions on other boards, but you, Cameron, you have a copy of the applications, right? Is there any way that you can get some printed up so that the board members can maybe hand them out to, if you know anybody that might be interested or you think might be interested? So we can drum up some, you know, some people to put in for these boards, especially this one, because 2 vacancies is a lot, and this is 2 boards combined, so we really need a full board for this. And I know we're missing 2 people tonight, but we do have 2 openings, so if you can think of anybody that might be interested, you know, please mention it to them. And Cameron, if you could, if
Yeah,
you can't print them up, just maybe if you could email them to the board members.
I think I'll have to
So
get them
that-
from Darby. I think she has them.
Okay.
But I'll get them and I'll get them sent to all y'all. Or I can print them off and have them up here if y'all got some time, come and pick them up. But, yeah, like I said, it's kind of been up there out in the open for quite some time. Never really been thought about. So especially with the combination piece of it, just kind of got pushed back and back and back. So, but now we're here, 2 vacancies. I'd love to get it full. So. I'll
Definitely think
yeah.
the Arbor Day celebrations a place to
Yeah, indeed. I mean,
really,
especially putting the event on. I mean, you know, here, come and volunteer, submit an application if you'd like to be on it. So yeah, I'll print off a bunch of those and I'll get them in the hands of y'all. And then at the Arbor Day Festival, if y'all want to incorporate that anyway, feel free to. I appreciate you bringing that up.
And do we advertise that online too, the openings? Is that something we could put out, you know, so, I mean, the more people it reaches, then we have a better chance of filling those 2 vacancies, because we really need to do that.
It may have been put online. I'm not entirely sure though. but
Yeah,
we
I
can
don't know if
definitely
it
do
was
again.
or not, but if it wasn't, we definitely need to see if maybe we can do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And they need to live within city limits. Is that the only stipulation? Is there?
I think so.
Yeah,
No,
I
well,
think so, or within, yeah. I
It's
would
the city
say,
limits or the ETJ. So you
Yeah,
see all that green
it's-
behind you? That's like all ETJ.
Right,
But yeah,
because there's some areas in the county that could do it too,
Okay.
thank you.
so that's really all I've had, unless anybody's got a question for me.
Thank you.
and I do have some other things to talk about. And then I'll let y'all kind of flow into that, whatever y'all may have. The bios for the Arbor Day stuff. If you haven't got those into me, please try and get those over as soon as you can. I appreciate you letting me taking your pictures this afternoon. I know it was weird. But if you just get those bios over to me, I think somebody, you've gotten your bio. Have I gotten yours too? Miss Judy, have I gotten yours?
We're sending them to you.
Yeah,
No,
just
I
shoot
think
them
I
over to
had one of
me.
it when I was on it, when we just. the tree
Or I
grove,
said I'd mention it. So,
and I'll update it.
who'd you send them to last? You sent them to Brandy or Mary? One
I
of
know
the-
you sent me one too.
Yeah, I forwarded mine to you.
Okay.
Okay.
You responded.
I did. I try to. I mean, I'm there. It comes up. You get the easy stuff out of the way and you just go ahead and like check it off. So, but yeah, if you want to send them to me, I'll get them distributed out. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm mainly speaking to the choir. So I'll reach out to Miss Bernadette and Miss Support and tell them I need that too. But I wanted to make it on the forefront. And another thing, Miss Judy, do you want to talk about your stuff? I have the stuff printed off and I was going to hand them out to them.
Oh, for the Arbor Day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I don't know if you sent me a second attachment, but I ain't never get nothing about the activity.
No. Oh, I sent, I think. Oh, the schedule.
Yeah, I didn't get the schedule.
I'll do it right now.
Yeah, send it over to me. I can pull it up on email.
Must have forgotten.
And one thing I don't want to forget is for the poster thing, I want to reach out to Brandy to make sure, My husband's going to the Children's Museum tomorrow, but I want to make sure that there is something at the locations to pick up because the dates are like April 1st to the 15th for the poster thing. And just make sure those are out before I start advertising for it.
I did send it, I'm sorry. I did send it to you, Cameron. Did you? I'll do it again though.
Yeah, I think you forwarded over to me and the attachment didn't go through. Cause I saw it come through and I thought it was just like something else. You just replying back to it. And I was looking here whenever I got here, cause I was pulling up the other thing. I was like, I thought you meant to attach it.
And is everyone aware about the 18th meeting? Everyone knows about that special meeting for,
Yeah.
18th?
You talking about like the other two?
Like everyone knows.
No, but, well, yeah, they are, I think, to an extent, because we mentioned that we were gonna have to do it regardless.
Okay.
But I mean, I'll notify
I'll let 'em
them
know.
tomorrow that we made a decision that we're gonna have to meet again, and because I have to re-advertise all the stuff for everything moving forward. If we wouldn't have made a change to the date time, then it probably would have been all right, but since we got to advertise again, since the new meeting dates are set now for the first Monday, we'll do that.
That's probably me, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, so those
I'll
are the
send you 2 of 'em, so
applications.
it's gonna do it again.
I got the first one. That was the second one that come in. So yeah, there's also a list of current people that have already applied for this. And that's on file with like the clerk. I don't know if the people that have already applied take precedent over any of the other people. That's kind of over my head a little bit, but yeah, so the one that I got from you, Miss Judy, it says, please find the Arbor Day program schedule, and there ain't nothing attached to it.
Coming.
When I forward messages over, it always messes up. Accidentally delete. So just the
it.
itinerary.
Yes, that's the schedule or the program.
So y'all see, present the flag, good choices for presenters to include scouts, a representative for veterans group. Provide welcome remarks for elected officials, read the Arbor Day proclamation. Provide a few remarks about the importance of wise stewardship and contribution made by trees, the brief Arbor Day history, 50-year anniversary. Do you want to talk about your poem a little bit, Miss Judy?
Yeah, and I have a poem that I was going to read.
You don't have to share it. I think everybody saw it, unless you
Oh.
want to read it.
No, it's all right.
So you'll read that and then you'll play the song while you plant the tree. Is that correct?
While the tree's being planted.
Did you, y'all send this over to Brandy as well? I asked her about it. She said she got something from you and the activities list as well.
Yeah, I'll send it over to her. I had to run it by everybody.
I forwarded it to, the only reason I say is because she's been the one doing, I guess, the or outside of what y'all been doing, helping out as well. I haven't had a single fingertip in it, so I'm not gonna take any sort of what's the word, I guess, claim over it, so I just rather keep her. So I did send her the poem stuff over, but I did not get this earlier, so but I will forward it over to her as well if I need to. I'm gonna do that right now as a fact.
Tim, does that look okay you go to the Arbor Day thing? Does it look?
Yeah, just, the forest rangers, they will have information. They have some handouts.
Yes, sir.
Up with different handouts. They have a few little things for kids, knick-knack things for kids and different things normally with them. Smokey Bear will be there. But they need to do what they need to do early, because they have another place that they have to go to be there by 12 at
Yes,
Cedar
sir.
Rock Park. So they're gonna have to leave 10:30 or 11 at the latest. You wanna know how long it's gonna last? And I said, well, normally 15 minutes at the very most, but I mean, usually people hang around and they're getting information and that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir. Was it?
Talking to Smokey Bear, but it's not gonna last that long. they do have to leave to go to another, another event.
Was it anything that we needed to add on that little program schedule that they were gonna be there, or you think it's just one of those advertisements?
The forest ranger, there is a letter that comes with it that he reads.
Okay,
Yeah, he needs to be on the,
yes, sir. And are there like times and stuff for all the scheduling that y'all had on there as well?
10 o'clock.
So
Starts at
Smokey,
10.
it starts at 10 and y'all do all the stuff that was on the schedule right there. Y'all go through the pole and then you plant the tree. But you said Smokey needs to talk at the beginning because they.
Well, Smokey won't talk, but it'll be a forest ranger. There'll probably two of them. One will be dressed as Smokey and the other
Yeah.
will do the little presentation.
That's perfect.
What they normally do.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't, whole thing won't last 5 or 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Saplings or pines, and you said they were pines? The saplings were given away?
I have cedars. not
Cedars.
pine, Cedars.
Okay,
And I don't know if they're gonna last or not. I haven't checked them. I mean, we have them wet in the refrigerator, but we've had them 2 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks now. You got another month to go almost. So I don't think they may be dead by then, but we'll see. So it's just a thought.
all right, we'll just cross your fingers and toes.
Will this be an event like City of Graham's Facebook? Will they create an event that can be then shared or?
I'll have to ask. I'm pretty sure that they can.
They are.
It is, it'd be
Yeah,
video.
we
It'll
have
hit
been
a-
in the past.
Well, I think she was more or less talking about like an actual like.
Oh, yeah,
Facebook,
like an event, like,
Like you,
It's a Facebook event.
yes.
I did not know. Thank you. for that. I don't have anything else on my end. Mr. Tim, you got anything else?
Has the Bill Cook Park thing started about the seek and find? That Brandy who was doing it?
Starts, I think it's already posted. I've seen it posted. I don't know. I don't remember the times, but yeah, it is posted. So I'm assuming it's already started. And there was a thing about 5 rocks.
Yep,
They-
one person's found
I
one
found
already.
one.
Yeah, they hit 5 rocks, so I know that.
Sweet. Awesome.
I mean, we go back to the tree, to the baskets and the pots and that kind of stuff. And I didn't mean to be short. There's some talk of painting the light poles.
Mm-hmm. I do recall that.
And all of this stuff is attached to light poles that are deep power poles. If that happens, then all of this stuff has to be removed from the light poles, which is a lot. And it's banded with stainless steel banded material. It's banded on these poles. The signs, the lights, the flag brackets, the banner brackets, everything has to be removed from these poles, which is a job in itself. I mean,
Yes,
that's
sir.
That's a job, and then putting it back is, but then in order to put it back, you have to apply for a permit for Duke Power to get permission to put these brackets back on these poles.
Yes, sir.
So it's possible that you could apply part of that permit and put hanging basket brackets on the poles. That's
Mhm.
possible. I don't know. But
It all goes back to the maintenance aspect
it
of it.
goes back to the maintenance aspect. It goes back to there's gonna be a fee
Yes, sir.
to apply for these permits to put this stuff back on these poles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna take a tremendous amount of time
Yes, sir.
to reinstall all of these brackets and all these things on these poles.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, it's gonna take, it'll take 2 men, several months to reinstall. I mean, it's gonna take a lot of personnel time
I agree.
to reinstall all this stuff on these poles. I mean,
Yes,
it's
sir.
just- the expense of painting the poles is just part of it.
I know.
But that's one place that possibly some brackets could go. I'm all for some bigger containers. You know, there's possibly grants out there. I don't know. You could always go to New Leaf and ask them. I mean, they've done this stuff before for other municipalities. Some bigger containers would be a possibility. I mean, it just takes money to do this. It takes money to do this stuff. And it takes personnel to maintain it.
Well, again, Mr. Tim, I do appreciate you coming and speaking with us tonight. And we look forward to working with you in the future with this combination of the two boards. How it's gonna turn out, I don't know, but I'm glad you're here for the ride. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you as well, Ms. Bonnie. And thank you three for coming in attendance. So
Thank you.
all ready to adjourn. I have nothing else.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Getting adjourned at 7:07 PM.